Okay, so we take the center bolt out. First you have to loosen these two side collar bolts here, very loose. Then you take your center bolt out. There's the little washer thing. Now down inside you'll notice there's that star nut I showed you. It should be down there about 1 inch or so, so you have plenty of room to grab. And the collar of this stem should be above that so you can suck down to it, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to get this straight here. Get the fork straight, make sure it's straight up in here, and we're going to get this on here. We're going to tighten down, and you'll see it's going to start pulling this together here. You just want to get this hand tight. Okay. The heavy lifting on this is going to be these side bolts here, okay? These side bolts are going to do most of the holding of that position. Once you get the center down, you're going to tighten these as tight as you can get them without stripping them, okay? All right. And now it's tight. Okay. Now, if you had an issue with, let's say when you did all that, it was still loose and there was space in here, you may need a spacer here in the collar. You may need a spacer piece, or your star nut down inside may be up too high to grab and it's not getting enough bite on this nut. Okay, so there's your star nut, right? If that's up too high, it's not going to bite. Okay, so let's pretend that it is up too high. You can take and put this back in. Okay, you don't need this. Okay, just this. Thread it in at least 8 or 10 or so turns. Now see, this one's in the right spot. It's down there about 3/4 of an inch. But if we did need to push it down some more, you would use that bolt there and get it in there about 10 turns, and then you would whack it with your hammer and push that star nut down there until it had a good bite like this one, okay? This one doesn't need it. If you do need to, let's say you did have a taller stem, you changed it, did something different, you can use a tool here that will give you a caliper that will give you the diameter of the outside of this, which says it's 28.6. Okay, you want to try that twice. .65 right in there. Okay, you could put a spacer in here and that would rise this up if you had too much slop in here, but this fork is fine for this handlebar, and so you saw that we tightened it down and it took the slack out. That should be it for this question. Thank you. Now down at the bottom, hold on just a second. Down at the bottom, you want to make sure you've got, when you go to tighten that up, you have this piece, which I showed you over here on the kit. This is a universal kit, but anyway, you've got this sitting at the bottom, okay, in the bottom of the thing, in the bottom of the stem, and then at the top you have this stuff here. So you want to make sure that you have this base and it's kind of seated in there evenly. As you tighten it up, it's not crooked. Then up here, if you take this up, you'll see in the guts in the top, you'll see that you've got your bearing race there. and then you've got a spacer that holds it down. This spacer that pushes the bearing race down, and then this spacer that pushes it down there. So you just want to jockey this around and get it nice and even in there, and then put your cover on it. Then put your handlebars back on, and then tighten it all down while you're moving it around, making sure it's even. Okay? That should do it.